But I'll say this, shame on the mainstream corporate media, shame on the mainstream corporate media for not defending the First Amendment, but instead attack dogging, calling for federal regulators to shut down independent free press working with big tech. These big monopolies need to be broken up. And these are digital commons, they've said in their own words, and under federal law, and they shouldn't be in there controlling what individuals are saying in those private discussions and in those discussions online. If it's not criminal, what's being said and what's being done.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Tommy C, and this is Shot to the Point News, your weekly social media and trending topics update. Alex Jones banned from Twitter for life. Twitter released a statement on the permanent suspension that Alex Jones had violated their abusive behavior policy by posting of a video of CNN reporter Oliver Darcy, where he antagonized him for up to 10 minutes.
Look at this right here. The guy that goes around policing and calling for censorship and then claims that Trump's wrong, there's no censorship of conservatives or patriots. You are incredibly shameful, man.
How are you doing, Alex?
You're just, look at you, look, you are literally an anti-American, anti-free speech coward. You're going to go down the history books at the Criminal News Network. This is one of the main people right here who thinks you have no memory, who sits there and lobbies. Show him. That sits there and lobbies people to take other news off, claiming they're fake when CNN is the fakest WMD, Gulf Arab state dictatorship funded. Unbelievable. Hey, come on over here, Drew. I want to get this guy on tape. This is unbelievable. I was literally saying I don't see the Criminal News Network here, but indeed we do, right there at the front of the line of the trough, to try to get in there and try to shut down conservative libertarian speech. And of course he comes from the loins of Glenn Beck, the king. I mean, look at those eyes, folks. If you want to see the eyes of a rat, no, I mean, seriously, just I mean, look at the camera. Look at those eyes. Look at that slobbering to the system and the criminals at CNN, all their warmongering and death and all their fake news, and then running around trying to police the internet and try to shut people down. And then you think people are so stupid. On CNN a week later you say no one's censoring anybody, no one's pushing for censoring, and then you say that Trump is the one attacking the press when all he does is stand up here.
It is worth noting that when Apple, Spotify, and YouTube made their permanent suspensions of Alex Jones, that Twitter actually defended Jones' speech on the platform, but only a little while later then suspended him for a little more than a week for breaking their terms of service. Wow, what an historic day in social media. One of its biggest personality seemingly being erased from all social media platforms. As Sargon of Akkad said, first they came for Alex Jones. I wonder if abusive and demeaning behavior will be used to erase others in the future. That being said, I do not stand by just about anything Alex Jones has to say, but I do believe in his right to say it. Whether these social media platforms have the right to take down somebody like Alex Jones is not in question. What is in question is how much power do we want these social media platforms to have? Kraut T, now known as Kraut on YouTube, is back after a false flagging campaign has failed. YouTube has released him from his purgatory, and his channel now is called Kraut right here on YouTube. He attempted to upload a series of videos proclaiming his innocence of running a doxing server and was shortly thereafter shut down. YouTubers that tried to mirror his videos found their videos getting striked and restricted. Defenders of Kraut pointed out that Ethan Ralph's Discord server of the Kill Stream and the Ralph Retort had users in there saying that they were flagging Kraut, and it did appear to be a campaign. Ralph denied that he was directly involved in any flagging and claimed that most of the goings-ons in that particular server were just jokes. I highly recommend you go see Kraut's videos. I do think they vindicate him from the accusation that he was running a doxing server. Rather, he was running a server like I do, where we collect information on people we're going to do videos on. Again, I highly recommend you go check it out. It might be too late from a public relations standpoint for Kraut to correct this in the eyes of the greater public, but I can assure you that I believe the Kraut is 100% innocent, and the silence of his critics are not really even taking on any of his points or showing that his recent videos are BS rather than we just see them disappear for some unknown reason is pretty good evidence that Kraut was run off the internet illegitimately. Twitch is about to make some big changes to their IRL category, infuriating IRL streamers. Twitch is attempting to make it easier for users to find certain types of IRL streams, such as travel and outdoors, or guys that just chat and call it just chatting. But does that mean that IRL streaming, or the label IRL, will be taken out of Twitch? IRL streamer Jake and Bake had some words for Twitch when it came to possibly removing the IRL tag.
And if Twitch is deleting an IRL section, you tell this to Twitch right now, you clip this shit. Yo, Twitch, hey look, my name is Jake. Yeah, I'm one of the streamers that does IRL in real life. I stream my life, dude. You're gonna split this up into travel and outdoors? Yeah, what's up? Hey, what's up, Jake? Travel and outdoor streamer. No, I'm not, dude. I stream my life. Twitch, you better keep the fucking IRL section. Because I stream my life. I know there's only a few of us. That's fine. Let us shine. Because we're the future of streaming.
Everybody's favorite Gamergate figure, Zoe Quinn, in some trouble with her Kickstarter backers. Her game, Kickstarted in the Butt, a Chuck Tingle adventure, is more than a year overdue. While that's not abnormal, Zoe claimed that she has run out of money for this a long time ago, but failed to inform her backers. It's important to note that Chuck Tingle has nothing to do with the making of this video game. He said on Twitter that he has no idea where the money is, that he was never a part of making this particular or any other Chuck Tingle game. To be clear, it's not unusual for devs, independent devs, AAA devs to push back the release dates of games. We've just seen this recently with Battlefield 5. So that's really not a big deal. It's really the fact that Zoe is a polarizing figure. She's made a lot of folks angry over the years, and all eyes are on her. So we'll see, and we'll keep you updated here on Shopping Point News. Recently, Sony was asked why they don't allow crossplay like other platforms do on their Sony PlayStation 4. Sony CEO Kenshindo Yashoda said at a German electronics convention, on cross-platform, our way of thinking is that PlayStation is the best place to play Fortnite. I believe partnered with PlayStation 4 is the best experience for users. That is our belief. The best place? Well, not if your buddy has an Xbox. Tragic story coming out of Russia. 15-year-old Pavel Matev reportedly sawed his own head off with the, I'm not kidding you here, sawed his own head off with a chainsaw after losing a video game. The Sun reported that Matev was addicted to video games and that he would get nerves after he played the games, which may have led to his suicide. The Sun also reported that a Russian investigative committee did confirm that this was, in fact, a suicide. No word on the game that Pavel was playing. Last weekend, in a little bit of a surprise, Nerd City released his magnum opus, or maybe just the greatest Jake Paul exposed video of all time. The video, called Parents' Worst Nightmare, Jake Paul, covers everything from the fact that Jake gets a ton of his designs from Google Images and the legalities of broadcasting and advertising to children in the way that he does. The video has about 500,000 hits on YouTube right now. It was covered by the mainstream media as well as Drama Alert. Highly recommend you go check it out. It is not your typical exposed video. I know there's a million Jake Paul exposed videos. This is completely unique, highly entertaining. It has collaborations with Rusty Cage, recently a million sub YouTuber. Again, please go check out this video. It's really great, and you know, there is some debate and controversy around it, which I'll explain later. In more Jake Paul news, believe me, I'm not the other guy. If the guy walks by a guy smoking a joint or sneezes the wrong way, I'm not going to report it. This is good, I swear to God. Shane Dawson said on Twitter that he's making an 8-part documentary on Jake Paul. Not much else is known about the doc. I personally wonder if it's going to start out being a documentary and end up being a rehabilitation. Shades of Tenna. All right, everybody, before we wrap things up, there's some quick things to note. FaZe Hofu is back, the Fortnite Pro. He's back on YouTube and Twitch. But in bad FaZe news, FaZe Zuma, the COD player, is down. His account has been suspended, so if you're looking to watch him this weekend, don't. He's not going to be on Twitch unless he can get the situation straightened out. In other COD news, Call of Duty, their first Battle Royal. You're going to be able to beta test that for PlayStation 4 on September 10th. So what is that? Monday. Monday we'll all get to check that out. Big shout out to the news team for making this episode possible. If you want to contact them on Twitter, it's right below. It's in the box and right here. And right here. So see what the news team's doing. Give them tips. Love them. Follow them on Twitter. That would be all wonderful. Listen, I almost never plug my podcast on my other channel, Tommy C's SFTP, but I really think you should check it out. Nick Diorio, one of my news guys, did a video criticizing Nerd City, at least an element of Nerd City's video, and we covered it on Shot from the Point, and it got a little testy between Nerd City and Versts. And I kind of had to moderate, and it was tough because I was, I kind of felt for Nerd City, and then I also agreed with Versts. Well, I agreed with both of them on different issues. It got a little testy, and it's a real good episode, and if you, for some reason, you're not subbed to the main channel, that would be a really good reason to do so. All right, that's all I got. Look out for me all weekend on Tommy C's Arcade and my Twitch channel. I'm going to be streaming games. Just picked up Spider-Man. So I'll see you then. Take care.
Wow.